can see it.
You go over first, though, because it should be showing you if you pick the right one.
I know, y'all. I'm being insane and doing this. Okay.
Comments there.
I see. Yeah. Okay, test shop. I see you. Blended. I see you. Thanks, you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you for looking. I would have done this whole thing and not even realized it. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for sticking around. Okay. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. And Coley and Blended, I can see your comments too. So thanks. Sorry, you guys. I really do appreciate you taking a time to just sit there and hang out for a second. Okay. So once we get that done, now we're going to get pictures of our size tag. Now, these are probably only like maybe a $15, $16 pair of jeans. It is nothing crazy, but I tell you what, if you can pick stuff up that if your buy cost or your cost of goods is low, it's something that you know is going to sell. I mean, there's probably only like 5 or 6 of these even for sale. It's not the brand that's going to sell it. It's all the keywords I'm going to use. Big and tall, loose, large, wide thigh, wide leg, loose around the waist. All the things I'm going to put down in that description is going to be what sells this. Dizzy says, I still see you over on YouTube. Okay, good. All right, guys. We did it. So I did need Justin a little bit, but I am really trying to learn how to do technology and not have it... I'm just trying to be a little self-sufficient. Is that weird? Is that crazy? I don't know. Maybe. Technology and I was like the nerdy art kid in school. I know, shocker, right? I was the nerdy art kid in school, so it's like technology and me, we just never really hung out. I was more into skateboarding and, spray painting and doing very self-destructive things, versus, being on a computer. So... Oh my gosh. In the words of Hustle, oh my Lord. All right, Coley, you're in here. Do I have any other subscribers in here? Anybody that is subscribed to the channel on TT? If you are subscribed to the channel on TT, there is a very special sticker that I put in last night. And it's in honor of our good friend, the Pickle Eater. Dizzy is. Okay, Dizzy, yep, Dizzy's in here. It's in honor of our friend, the Pickle Eater. And everyone knows who that is. Mr. Hustle himself. If you can get into the stickers, take a look and see if you see it and see if you can get it up. Hopefully it's already approved. You have to put in for a sticker and then it has to get approved. So we're gonna find out if it's there. He doesn't know I did that either. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. All right. Okay. Mama Bear, good to see you. Let's keep going here. All right. What do we got up next? We got we got a little pair of Carhartts here. Little Carhartts cargos. So Carhartt's an interesting brand. Carhartt a few years ago was literally you could not keep it in your store. It definitely doesn't go for as much as it used to unless it's the full zip jackets or something like that, or double knee or overalls, stuff like that. However, you show me a pair of cargo Carhartts at a garage sale for $1 and I will 100% pick them up. So these probably will only sell for maybe 20. I'll probably end up taking an offer for 17 or something, but they're in good condition. They're in a great size. They do have they are the the Carhartt Forces, which means they're like a cargo workwear pair, but they also have a lightweight breathability to them. So, yeah, so if you guys see these out in the wild, I wouldn't snooze on them, but I would 100% not pick them up at the thrift store, what the thrift store is probably charging for them. Because I guarantee you they're probably asking you for some, insanely crazy price or something. So, okay, so we're going to get a picture of that front. And we're going to move over to the waist. And hopefully you guys are either entertained or getting some work done yourselves, or potentially both. I was listing earlier today and Joey and Chef were on, and it was great. I got to get entertained while I was listing Nike hoodies, so that was fun. Now on Carhartts too, make sure, and I mean this doesn't go for just Carhartt. This literally goes for like every brand of clothing. Make sure you're getting all the like cool little caveats. Like this has a pocket that zips on the side, which we are going to check just in case. It does have a pocket on the side there. So anytime you've got anything that's like weird or different than you would normally see, make sure you get that. And then of course we're checking our pockets too. I found some weird stuff. What have you guys found in pockets? I found cough drops, dog treats, a used handkerchief, $1. I found $1. The only money I've ever found in clothing was in a pocket of a kid's pair of Carhartts. And it was like the little pocket that's here in the front. It was $1. Probably grandma gave the kid $1 or something. They forgot about it. Hello, kitty. Carrie, what is good? All right, so we're going to get a picture of this here. And then, like I said, I always get a picture of this back pocket area. And also, it says Carhartt, so we want to get that. And then we're going to get a picture of the inside of stuff, too. Nessa, what is happening? Found a Pew Pew in baby clothes once. Whoa! Like a toy one? I'm assuming. Otherwise, Brian was taking a trip downtown to drop that off. Holy smokes. Meg, what is good? Is that the actual Meg? Is that Meg, or is that a different Meg? Meg C, 279. No, because Meg is Meg Electric. Good to see you, Meg. Oh my Lord. Vintage. Are you kidding? Holy smokes. That's wild. That is wild. Oh my gosh. That like makes me feel nervous about that. That's why. Denise says, birthstone ring. Oh, that's cool. $1. Lifesavers. Cough drops, man. Cough drops are, I hear that a lot. I think cough drops. Hey, Annie. I think cough drops are one of the probably more popular things. Let's see. How weird is that? These don't have a care tag in here to tell me what they're made of. Huh. Probably. Oh, yeah, it did. I think it just got taken out or something. Yeah, the birthstone ring, that's kind of cool. Was it real, Denise? Was it an actual, like a actual, like, real stone? Or was it just, like, a fakey one? All right, so let's go in here, and then in here, and then in the bucket, and then over to the inventory room, as they would say. Jaded Roots, how are we doing today? What's the day hold for you today on this fine Thursday? Yarg. All right, 1326, that is that. All right, next up here. Now, here's a good pair of pants that is an example of something that I would purchase. Not because they are a brand that anyone knows of. It's called Request Jeans. Maybe they are. I've never heard of them before. However, they have all of these crazy things on it. It's got gemstones. It's got this crazy embroidery. It's got thick stitch. Now, there's skinnies, which is not as popular. But guys, trends go in and out so fast that it's like, I'm not going to snooze on a bunch of stuff because it's not like the coolest thing right now. And this has all this distressing with all of these gemstones around it. I mean, these are just nuts. They're in really good condition, and I got them for probably $1 or $2 at a garage sale. So it's like, I'm not going to snooze on that because they're not like, you know, Rock Republics or something like that. So we're just going to go through, get any little weird hem things off here. Make them look all great and perfect. Real good. Denise says, I don't know, I still have it. Wow, that's crazy, though. That's kind of a cool find. Maybe you should, like, frame that and put it up on the wall. You know how when you start your business and you make your first $1, you put it on the wall? Denise, maybe you put that up on the wall as, like, one of the first things found in a pair of pants. Nessa says, I used to resell, just don't have room to store items anymore. I get that. It takes up so much space. Good gravy. It's great full-time income, or it's great part-time income, but it definitely takes up your space up for sure. I will totally agree with you on that. All right, I'm going to take a look at how those looks. Looks great. And thanks for the gifts too, you guys. Ooh, we're up to 26 team members. Look at that. Up to 26. It costs 1 cent if you want to join the team. I don't really know what benefits you get, but I join all y'all's team. I don't know if you've ever noticed when I'm like constantly doing the like join your team. I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's like become an OCD thing or something. I don't know. All right, coffee on board. Let's do this. Next up, we've got our waist, and these are just a little itty bitty waist here. There's that. We're gonna do hips, and then we're gonna do rise. These are definitely like a low rise situation, and then we're gonna do inseam, and then we're gonna do ankle, and I always do the ankle, especially right now. Because flared is such a popular thing, people just want to know like how wide the ankle is, and I'd rather take the time to take a picture and put it in the listing than have to answer questions, right? And then of course we want to get that back pocket, and then we're going to get any sort of inside tags as well. And sitting on things too long got on my nerves. Yeah, you know, this is an interesting job choice. Whether it's a full-time or part-time, you know, not everything's for everyone. And I think with this, it's like a lot of people do it because it is fun going out and thrifting and the thrill of the kill and the hunt and finding things. And let's all face it, that's kind of the fun part, right? And then you have to really enjoy the other stuff. You have to not mind sitting on things. You have to be able to have the space for it, whether that's in your home or another spot. You have to like doing the listing and the cross listing. I think you have to like, because guys, life is too short. And you know what? I'm interested in lots of other things, but it doesn't mean that it's my career. Like, I love playing video games. I am a huge Call of Duty player. I love playing. I love pwning the news. I love beating boys online and talking smack into a microphone. Like, I love that stuff, right? But I'm not interested in making a career out of it. And so just because it's right for someone doesn't mean it's not right for someone else. But I can still appreciate it. Heck, I watch you guys on TikTok here or YouTubes or whatever, and I watch streamers. Like, that's my jam. And so for me, it's probably like you, Nessa. It's like just because it's something that you maybe liked one part of it, maybe the other parts just aren't right. And maybe it's just not right for right now. Hey, maybe you get back into it later, right? You just never know. Maricel, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. That's amazing. Thank you. All right, so we're getting a picture of the size tag here. And then if there's any care tags or anything inside here, I also, this does have a little tiny split in the seam too. So I may just pop a couple, it needs like 2 stitches. I may just pop a little stitch in there. I'm really fast at it, in case you're wondering. It'll literally take me like 4 minutes to do that, if even. So I'm going to set those to the side, and then we'll pop a little stitch in those. Okay, next up here, we've got a pair of Levi's. These are a really super interesting pair of Levi's. So let me see if I can tell. All right, here's what we're going to do. I am going to listen, and then I'm going to tell you what year I think they're from. They got a little tin. Oh, base. That's interesting. That is an interesting sound. Well, they have a little bit of bass. These have to be. It's weird because I want to say that they're newer just because they're in really good condition, but it does have a little bass to it. Let's take a look here. All right, we're going to get in the hanger. I have not looked at this ahead of time. I'm going to have to put on old eyes for this. I have a really hard time seeing the little tiny numbers. Okay, let's take a look here. Made in Mexico, so they're definitely older. These are a 2000 they're 2003. Whoa, that's older than I thought it was going to be. Wow, interesting. Oh, there's the base. Okay. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to show you. So when you've got a pair of pants that's, let's see if these are, because these have to be newer. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm a clothes listener. I like to listen to clothes because it tells me how old something is, especially if I can't date it. So, ready? Newer pair of pants. You're going to hear it. It's going to sound like treble. Ready? Wing, 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 wing. Hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully you can. Yeah, I'm going to get in here. Right? Hear how high that octave is? Now listen to this. Boom, 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 boom. It's like the boom, boom sound compared to the high plastic sound. And that's usually how I date stamp stuff. Levi's are easy because I could just code read them with the date in there. But a lot of pants you can't. So it'll give me like I can't always peg a year, but I can usually peg like an era. And I like to put that stuff in my listings because it really does help. So Alex says manifesting enough consistent sales to be a full-time mom. Oh, I love that. Alex, I'm sending all of the stuff your way for that to happen. That actually makes my heart like, I want that for you too. Rebecca, what is good? Yeah, it's kind of a neat little trick. If you guys follow me on here, you've probably seen me do it 100 times, but it really is how I'm able to date stuff. And I put the dates of things in all of my listings. We are in a time where the era that something is from is probably 50% of the reason it's bought. Probably more so now than ever. And I think that is because the stuff that has been made from like 2017 on, and then some stuff in the 16s and 15s, it has so much plastics in it, and it's such synthetic material. It's been recycled so many times that it doesn't hold up. It's why you see a lot of new shirts shrinking like crazy, because the plastic fibers that are inside of it actually shrink in the dryer 1,000,000 times more than a cotton would. And you see pinholes. You see so many, like, guys, all of the, like, the Sheenies and all of those kind of fast fashion brands, the shelf or the life of those is like 3 washes on average. Now, you may disagree with that. You're like, no, my clothes last forever. And that's probably you. You're probably good at it. But most people don't care for their clothing because we're used to not having to do that, because we came from a generation and an era of clothing that didn't do that. And so that is why the 90s and the Y2K clothing is so popular, is because it just fits different, it feels different, it wears different, it washes different, and it lasts different. And so being able to date, I don't care as much about dating modern stuff, but the older stuff, I sure as heck want to make sure that I am dating that stuff, because that's what's going to sell it. What that person? Oh, UPS. Oh, wait. I wonder if that's what I think it is. Hey, honey, can you get that thing that just got dropped off? I'm going to be very excited if it is. I'm going to be very excited if it is. I'm going to be very excited if it is. You guys are going to want to see this. Y'all are going to want to see this. Manifesting to pay off debt, travel, and buy a large property. All right, Cruz and Nana, we're giving it to you right now here. I don't know why I'm doing turntables on my table, but I am. We are helping manifest right now for Cruz and Nana to be able to pay off debt, travel, and buy a large piece of property. I'm sending it your way right now. Heck yes. Let's ask and receive. I agree. Amen, and pass the salt and pepper. Okay, we're going to get a picture of these here, and then hopefully what just got dropped off is what I think it is. I'm going to be very excited. So I'm going to take a look at these pants out. Looks good. Yeah, so I think this is my very first time of ever coming across a pair of Levi's like this. They're a 550 classic relaxed with the weirdest tag I've ever seen. And the threads inside your Levi's, it's called weave and weft, or weave and warp, or weft and warp, depending on the kind of pants you're looking at. And these ones are like a full crosshatch. It's really interesting. Oh God, I think this is. I think this is what I think it is. Oh no, it's not. Oh man. I thought it was going to be something else. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I want to be able to open it on stream. Honey, this is something else. You know what this is? We'll just open this anyways. You guys want to open this? This is not what I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. This is also something cool. So, I don't know if you guys have ever used these before, but we cook with these, and it's a brand called Hexclad. Hexclad. We got our set from Costco, and they come with like a lifetime warranty. So if any of the insides of the pan, if they scratch, because you're supposed to be able to cook with them with like forks and stuff. Now we don't. We just use, like a bamboo or like a wooden bamboo spatula thing. But one of our pans started peeling, and I'm like, oh heck no, we paid a lot for those pans, and I'm the kind of girl that likes warranty, and so we have a brand new.
You know what's crazy about that? That was the Amazon truck. For sure.
It was UPS. I saw him. I saw him walk away. Amazon was next door at the neighbors, the cat lady. So here we go, guys. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. Is that the right pan? Does that look bigger to you than the other pan? I don't know.
Might be.
Look at it. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. So anyways, yeah, these are crazy expensive pans. If they sent us the wrong pan, we can get them to send us another one. Welcome to how Charity's brain works. Oh, you sent me the wrong pan to replace? You're going to be sending me another one. Thank you. You didn't have to return the entire set? No. This, so with the Hexclad, you only have to...
well, who knows?
I mean, as far as they told us when we went through the warranty thing, we had to like send in pictures, and it was like this big to-do. But as far as I know, when you buy them in a set like that, which we did, we bought it from Costco, and they didn't want the other pan back. They just wanted to see photos, and then they automatically approved it. So that was cool. Steve-O, what's up, Mary? So yeah, that's not what I wanted to show you guys. However, still cool and awesome. And the other thing is still coming in the mail. What's that, baby? It is the bigger pan? We'll be getting another pan then. Because I'm an Injustice warrior. And I'm like, that's great, but the pan I really want is the smaller one that we use all the time. What's that? They might want it back, or they may let us keep it because it's an inconvenience. So this is how Justin works it. Honey, should I tell them what you always say? Okay. So when he gets on the phone with someone, this is what he says. Okay, look, here, if it's not going his way, this is what he says. Okay, look, I'm going to level with you. If we can't clear this up together on the phone, I'm going to get my wife on the phone. And you do not want my wife to get on the phone with you. It'll be a whole situation, and you're going to end up just siding with her in the end anyways. And then they usually laugh. So he's like, so what do you say we work it out together so I don't have to get my wife on the phone? And he does it like every single time. He is correct. I have had to get on the phone a few times, and the Injustice Warrior does not stand for injustices, whether it be for us or someone else. Tenacious says genius. I mean, I'm not mean. I'm just tenacious. Okay, back to work. Good Lord, the swirling has happened. The swirling is commencing. So we're going to do waist. We're going to do hip. We're going to do rise. And when you do your rise too, guys, don't forget to pop open the center area. Otherwise, when you go to put the ruler next to it, people can't see where it ends. They just see like a closed pair of pants. So make sure you just pop that open. And then it'll make it real easy for you to do the inseam, the ankle, and then we're going to flip these suckers around and get a picture of the back. These are in really good condition, too. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen... I mean, I saw a lot of Levi's. And I don't think I've ever seen this pair. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Look at the tag. And yes, they're definitely authentic. So, Erica, how are we today? Harbor Finds Shop. Welcome in. So here's the tag. It's definitely, it's definitely older. And then when I look on the back here, if you're wondering how I size I don't know if you guys are interested in this. I always talk about this, but I'll just show you really quick. So on the back of all Levi's, there is a button code on the back, and this will tell you what factory it was made. That's important if you want to be able to date what year your Levi's are from. So on the back here, this says $4.97. So if I go to the tag here and I look for $4.97, or I'm sorry, $4.93, excuse me, I digress, $4.93, the next digits after that right here are 0203, which tells me that these were made in February of 2003. So that's how I know that these are vintage. Very unique. I'm actually stoked on these ones. I think these might be worth a little bit more. Well, I know they have to be worth more than other ones because I've never seen these, and I've probably sold 300 pairs of Levi's. So, Harbor Fine says, I just started picking up Levi's and need to do way more research. You'll get it, Harbor. It did take me quite a while to figure it out. You know, that's something I've talked about doing forever. I'm going to put that on the list, you guys, of doing an actual video of, this is my everyday list. I know it looks insane. So we're going to do Levi's date video. There is one up on YT. It's the first one I ever watched that got me kind of learning about it. It's got a lot of really good information on it, and I don't remember the gentleman's name. I can't, if anyone wants to say it in here. It's a pretty good video. It's an older one on YouTube, as in, like, it's not a current one, but the information in it is still valid. And it's kind of, it started me on my path to learning about Levi's, because it's something I decided that I wanted to sell, because I can usually get them at garage sales for $1. So, yes, we learn on the daily. Dude, this is, we are earning while we are learning. I am not kidding you, I literally learn something new about this business or items every single day. Today, I learned that you should look for amputee legs. Bearded did a post on it, and so did Tuition Ain't Cheap. Both of them did little things on that, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's just not something I would even have thought to look at. So I think, you know, we all learn from each other, and that's why we do things like this, because we really are better together. That's how we grow, and that's how we change, right? That's how we become better seasoned resellers. I mean, this is just literally school. I mean, basically, right? Tenacious says, I was given about 6 505s from a relative, and they are not as easy to date. Tenacious, if you have any issues with that and you need help on that, feel free to take pictures of the back of the tag, and then send them over to me on IG, and I will help you if you need help with that. Always list single shoes. Yeah, you know what, Nana? It's interesting. I've thought of the shoes. I saw a video that was great. That was a guy. He's like, I went to the bins, and who was it? Was it Rick? No, it was someone. I don't remember. Somebody, anyways. Somebody did a video. They went to the bins, and they accidentally got one shoe. They bought it forgetting to look for the other one, and they listed it online. It sold for like $40 or something. So that's a great tip. Yeah. Loot did once. Okay. I know who you mean, and he's awesome. Okay, yeah, I saw that video too. Yeah, so crazy, right? Okay. Next thing we've got is a pair of Calvin Kleins. I guarantee you when I bought these at the garage sale, I did not notice. It's got like a weird string right there. I did not notice that they have a couple little bleach marks up at the top. So I actually, hey honey, would these fit you? Will you come here for a second? Because if these pants will fit you, I'm just going to give you these, because I didn't notice that they had a little bleach mark. And they'd be just good, like, wearing around work pants. They're a little pair of Calvin Klein corduroys. Come take a look and see. They're just not going to be worth that much to sell.
Not my bad.
Okay. All right. I just thought if you needed something to, like, mow the lawn in or something. So, I just don't think these are going to be worth a whole lot. In fact, you know what? Let's do this, guys. We're going to see if this is even worth our time. There we go. Calvin Klein corduroy jeans. Men's. We're going to look these up and see. Because these have a thing on them. So let's see. These look like people are asking around $25 for them. Let's take a look at sold comps and see if any of these have sold. So the sell-through rate is atrocious. Let's see, 15, 15, 16, 20. Yeah, I don't even know that they're going to be worth me listing. Yep. I think we're going to pass these along, guys. I think we're going to pass these along. By the time, or I'll just keep them and put them in like in a WN show with a bunch of other pants or something for like a discount. So corduroy though, I always pick up corduroy because it winds up selling, especially over on Depop. However, with that having some bleach marks at the top, it's just, by the time I take the time and list them and do the listing and I sell them and I take an offer, I'm going to end up getting $8 for them, and it's just not going to be worth my time. So, hey Valerie, good to see you. What about antique hangers? I have J.R. Palmberg Sons 710 Broadway, New York wooden hanger. Absolutely, Mary. Here is what I have learned. So when I get asked, what is your niche? What is your niche? What do you sell? I mean, the easy answer is to say men's clothing, Y2K, vintage toys, right? Those would be in video games. That's probably my main jams. However, here's my niche. My niche is whatever I can buy at a low cost, sell at a high cost, and make money. That's my niche. So if you have something that is ever sold even one time on the internet, it's probably worth putting up. Now, I have gotten to the point in my journey where if I have an item and I'm going to take all this time to list it and I'm only going to make like $4 or $5 on it, like I would those pants after all the fees and stuff, it's not worth my time anymore. But when I first started, I did a lot of those little tiny things because it's what got me reviews. It's what helped me to get enough clout to where customers would want to purchase from me because they're seeing, thousands of reviews and they're seeing thousands of items sold and they're seeing all that kind of stuff. But now it's just, I would rather get through the stuff that I have that's going to make me more money. But antique, Mary, antique, anything is amazing. Shannon, good to see you. Chevelle and Coy Hall, welcome in. Chevelle, not to be confused with the band. Okay, so next up we've got is another pair of pants I didn't buy necessarily just because of the brand. These are the Foundry pants. So they're not like some crazy super name brand thing or anything like that. However, if you'll notice, why do you guys think I picked these up? While I get a drink, I'm going to pause here for a second. Why would I pick these up? I mean, $1. Annie, there you go. There's one thing. So here's what we're looking for. So number one, Annie's right. One of the things is definitely that it's a wide leg. Wide legs right now, loose, baggy aesthetic, crazy popular. So number one. Number two, yes, tenacious. The whiskers. So all these horizontal whiskers right here allow me to use the word grunge in my listings. Also super big. Marie, thank you. I see you. What else do we got? See if anyone else got the last thing here. Yep, there it is, size. So the size. So we've got a wide size here, and they're long. Again, so I'm going to be able to sell it to that person looking for a little bit more of a big and tall like a size, or they're looking for something that they want to wear crazy baggy. And that goes for all sizes right now, right? So, awesome. Yeah, you guys got it, dude. Shoot. And you guys think you're in kindergarten? Heck no. Y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. And then we're going to just take a look at our picture and make sure that it looks good. Can we see the whiskers? Is everything in the frame? And it is. All right, so let's take a look at the waist here. So these look like a 22.5 across, so we got about a 45 waist, which is great. So that'll help us to, in the big and tall kind of situation. And then we're going to have, what are we going to have for our hips here? Probably closer to like 48. Yeah, so about 49 on the hips, which is fantastic. Let's get that whole leg there in there. Perfect. And then we're going to have probably about a 13 on the rise. Yep, we got 13 on our rise. And then let's take a look at this inseam. The inseam on these isn't too long. I'm guessing it's probably about a 29. Yeah, so we're at about a 29, 28 and a half, we may want to call it. So, yeah, so same thing with these. So when these sell, and it's not like I have my inventory memorized or something like that, but whenever I sell a pair of pants that are what I would consider like either a big and tall or just a wider size at the waist, I always know I have more in my inventory. So I just message the person, hey, are you looking for any other pants? Hey, I got your order. Thank you so much. Hey, are you looking for any other pants in this size range? If they say yes, then of course I share, you know, what I've got and see if they're interested. See if we can do a little bundle. See if we can, you know, do a little shipping deal and maybe do a little let's make a deal and get multiple things sold. So that's how I sold those 3 pairs of Carhartts the other day. I don't know if you guys remember, but we sold 3 pairs of Carhartts. I think we sold them for $150 plus shipping. And it was because the guy wanted the first pair. And then I was like, hey, you know, I'm willing to accept your offer, but hey, are you interested in more? And we were able to kind of create a little bit of a relationship with those 3. So I can't remember if he brought it up or I brought it up. Anyways, either way, it's great to be able to have that communication. So Tanisha says you're a good teacher. I appreciate that. Thank you. Have you heard of Moosey Vintage Brand jeans? I sold a pair for $50 not too long ago. I have not, Harbor. Thank you for letting us know about that one. I have never heard of that brand. See, guys, that's why we do this. So, guys, screenshot that or write that down. How do you measure the rise? That's a great question. So, the rise is going to go from the very top here to where this seam is. So, that is the rise right there. Not to be confused with the Riz, who's also on the stream right now. How do you photo white items on a white background? I don't, Lux. So before I had this set up, because this stuff here, this is gray. I know it probably looks whiter to you guys, but if you look at the curtain here and then you look at this, you can tell the difference. So before I had that felt though, I had one of our sheets from our bedroom set was gray. And so that's what I used to use. And I would put the white shirt on the gray background. Yeah, you are very welcome. Trying hard followed the live creator like that. Trying hard. Dude, that's the story of my life, right? I am definitely a tryhard. Jennifer Nelson, I am curious to know, Jennifer Nelson, when you made your username, did you accidentally forget the R or was it on purpose? Either way, I love that. Here's this. Okay, I see. It looked white at first. Yeah, it does from here, right? Yeah, it's because of the lighting. So I have gotten that question before, like, how would your pictures online have a gray background? How are you using that? And I'm like, oh, it's just the lighting because of how you guys are seeing it. So, Dee Marie, nice to meet you. So these, this is a pair. This pair is made in Mexico too, which tells me it's probably in the 15s. What do we got? 2018. So these are 2018. I can just tell. I should have known because they've got that tinny sound. They got the plastic sound. So these will probably sell for, you know, anywhere between like 20 to 25, I would guess. Again, my buy cost is low. So if you're seeing, I know I'm in here encouraging you guys to get the big and tall sizes, and I'm not saying every time. So if you guys are shopping at the thrift store, and that's where you're doing your sourcing, and they're asking, you know, $10 or $12 for this pair of pants, it's probably not worth picking up. So for me, you know, if I'm getting it at a garage sale, or if you're getting it at the bins or someplace where it's not costing you too much, it's costing you $1 or $2, then it's worth it. Otherwise, you got to be a little bit more cautious, right? So Foxy's here. Drifty duckies! Downsell Antiques, what is good? All right, let's get a picture of the number here. And then it looks like we got about 3 more items to go today, guys. And then I'm going to head out. So next thing we've got is another pair of Carhartts. This is definitely an older pair. Let's see if I can. Not all Carhartts will have the date on here. So these could be a 2000, perhaps. Let's give a listen. Oh yeah, those are older. Listen. Bass. Dunk, 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 dunk. Yep, those are older. So these are probably a 2000. All right, let's get these up here and get some pictures. So these have a little bit of staining in here, but we're never going to call it staining in our listings, right? Sorry, guys, I got to hike up the sweats. We're never going to call it staining. Does anybody remember what we're going to call it? Or does anybody have any suggestions for what they call something when it has a stain? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Spot, tenacious, that's a good one. Yep, spot's a good one. Stain is just such a tough word because if anyone has filtered out in their search engine, Carhartt vintage jeans, no stains. If they have done that in the old Googlies, your listing will get filtered out. So discoloration, Matthias hard and or Matthias hard, depending on how we want to say it. Or math is hard also. I think I've called you Matthias hard forever, and I just realized math is hard is your name. When you realize something, I just had like, could you guys see the light bulb? Could anyone actually see the light bulb go bloop, 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 bloop? Blemish is good. Potato book smells excellent, no, right? So I always say discoloration is good. Spot is good. So if you've got something that's got a line, I call those smudges, has a smudge on it. So those are all good things. Like math, I love it. Dude, can I please call you Matthias Art instead, just forever, because it's so funny. Crystal, welcome in. Dude, light bulb. That's like when my sister-in-law one time was like, oh my gosh, I get it. IHOP, International House of Pancakes. She did that once. And then she also did, Barks. Barks has bite. I get it because it's a dog. It's like, yeah, it was that kind of moment. Cheryl, how are we today? Okay, so let's get a picture of our Carhartts here. And with the little bit of discoloration. With these, I will also describe these as grunge because of that. So, and that's a good word to use, until it gets overused. At some point here, I've seen listings online. This is actually kind of annoying. You'll see a listing online that someone's put up, and they put like grunge on it, but it's like not grunge at all. And what happens is when you put tags on things that aren't actually that item or even related to that item, then search engines get confused and they just don't know what to do, or it just gets so oversaturated. It's like the word rare. I always hate when I have to say something is rare in a listing because I started using unique as much as I can because it's really annoying that the word rare got so overused. I was watching a WN show after I got off JT's and Chef's last night. My WN was still open, and so it flipped me into a new show. And there was this guy in there, and he's like, all vintage, and he's showing these shirts and stuff, and they're literally like freaking from Walmart from like 2 years ago. So it's like you just have a lot of people out there that are not being maybe the most honest or truthful with their listings, and unfortunately that makes it difficult for all of us, right? Just kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So when that kind of stuff starts happening, you can sit around and complain about it, or you can do something about it. And for me, I just decided to start using a different word. So I've been using unique. or I do hard to find, but I started doing it all as one word so that the SEOs would pick it up as like a quote unquote hashtag versus just hard to find. So I'm trying different things. I don't know if they really work, but we try it. You're like, Matthias, I know. Can you even? Can you even? Good Lord. Folks, I never said that I was the smartest one on the block. I just said I was persistent. So, all right, we're getting pictures of all little tags here on our little carts, and we're moving right along. Ford's in the house. What's up, Ford Hammer? I just gave up on my reselling journey, hoping to one day pick it back up. Hey, Crystal, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, right? There is nothing wrong with that. We go through jobs. Okay, here's the philosopher. Ready? Jobs and friendships are kind of like this. Like, they're always a reason or a season, right? There's always a reason for it. And sometimes the season of something is really short, and sometimes the season's really long. And then sometimes the season's a little short, and then you come back later to it, it's longer. It's like a friendship, right? Like, people come and go. People come into your life. Sometimes the season is short, sometimes the season is long. And I think it's like that with careers too. Jobs, side hustles. Sometimes things just aren't, it's not the right time. Like, even in my reseller journey, and I know a lot of you guys know my story, but I started doing this back in 2022. My mom had passed, and I had a ton of her stuff, and I needed to get rid of it. And so I wanted to sell it because I didn't want to just donate it. You know, she had a lot of like collectibles and stuff that I wasn't into. I kept the stuff that was important to me, but there's a lot of stuff I needed to get rid of. And so I sold a ton of stuff on eBay. I sold, decorations and all sorts of hard goods. And then I hurt myself, and I fell, and I hurt my back. I was also doing marketing at the time, so I was working online and trying to work while also in pain. And so I put my store on hiatus. Like, I literally just, nothing happened, like, for a long time. Like, I don't know, close to a year. And then I didn't pick it back up again until, I think I sold something here or there maybe in that time frame, but it was like, maybe an item a week. Like, it was nothing crazy. I had taken all my Poshy listings off. I had taken all my Depopy listings off. I was just selling stuff a little bit on the bays from time to time. So I took like a huge amount of time off because I had to. I needed to focus on physical therapy. I needed to focus on healing. We bought a house. We moved 3,000 miles. It literally was a lot at once. And so I didn't start picking this up, and I sure as heck didn't go super totally and completely full-time until like spring of last year. So, it hasn't even been, it's literally been like, I don't know, 8 months maybe of doing this, like what I would consider kind of full-time. So if you guys have had to put stuff down, or especially this or anything in your life, here's the great thing about life. You can always come back to it. And there's always a reason, and maybe the season, it just wasn't the right season for you at the time, right? And I got no shade on that. DW! All right, guys. So next thing we got 2 more items here. So one is a pair of Lucky brand jeans. Now, again, not a brand I always pick up. However, here's the caveat. If it's at a yard sale and it's $1 and there's 4 pairs of them, I'm going to pick them up and probably lock them all out as a set or a bundle. However, these ones are dead stock because they no longer make this exact one, and they're new with tags. So I'm not going to snooze on that for $1. That's for sure. So we're going to put these up here and get these photographed. These are long boys. What are these? 36 what's? Oh, 36, 34? Man, that looks longer than a 34 to me. Huh. All right, interesting. Maybe I'm just so used to looking at, used jeans or something. VT in the house. What? All right, so let's get a picture here of that. Perfect. Let's take a look and see how that looks. Looks great. All right, and this one's great too. You can tell these are obviously more of a modern jean, because they already have the built-in whiskering. Like, it's so funny. I'm assuming these are dead stock. I'm going to look them up and see. They very well may still sell these online. If they do, then it's not going to be dead stock. But if they no longer sell this model with this look and this tag and everything, then I will mark them as dead stock for sure. Okay, yeah, for sure, for sure. She's a reselling girl. You thought I was going to say Valley Girl. You thought I was going to say Valley Girl. I said reseller girl. All right, got the ankle here. Let's flip this beautiful bean footage. Take a look at the back here. And that. And I did take a inseam one on that one because they just look so much longer than 34 to me. Let's see. What? That can't be right. That can't be right. Let me take a look. I'm going to do it again. We're doing this again. We're doing this again. Was I not on the seam? Oh, I wasn't on the seam. That's what's going on. It said 23. I think my ruler slipped. There we go. That's the real length. That's the real length. All right. Perfect. That's so funny. I was like, there's no way these are 34s, and I look, it's like a 28 or something. I'm like, okay. We did not put that in the right spot. Okay, and then we're going to get a picture of this back. Now, judging by this sticker, these are from Costco. So, everybody knows that sticker, right? I'm assuming that is a... no, the Costco's usually have the all weights, right? I don't know. They're going up. Midnight at the Blended Oasis is here to grace us with the presence of Blended. Okay, getting a picture of this, that. We're going to do all the little pickies. Also, make sure, too, on pants that you are getting the, like the model number and also what the percentages are. As in, like, how much cotton is it? How much polyester is it? How much elastane is it? How much spandex is it? All those good things. Joy to the world. Welcome in. Oh my goodness, you probably get that all the time. Joy's like, actually, no, people don't usually just randomly bust out into song online all the time. Well, if you join our hangout sessions, they do, because that's how the brain works. The brain decides what happens and what doesn't happen. All right, got our little roll of numbers here. Tell you what, guys, I love getting these. I get these rolls from the Smile Amazon store, and then I just run them through my thermal printer, and then I just permanently have, like, it's so nice, because you can buy stuff with numbers on it, but it's expensive. So I just buy them blank, and then I just have, it just spits out on my, I have a Rollo, but you could do it with any thermal printer. It doesn't have to be any specific kind. So I just need to get more comfortable with listing, using the right words and such, I guess. I get it, Crystal. It's a lot to learn. I put a post up, I think it was either it's up already or it's scheduled to go up, because I have to schedule some of my posts to go up. I do it in the morning. Otherwise, by the end of the day, I have forgotten to do stuff because that's how my brain works. So I have a post that is either up or is going up about a pair of shoes. So I have these Stefan Janowskis that are they're a pair of Nikes, and I got them from a garage sale like 2 summers ago. It was when I very, very, very first started sourcing, and I bought these and I put the listing up, and I put the title up, the description, and all that. Well, they've been sitting in my inventory for like 2 years, right? And they haven't sold. So, like I said, I had taken a break for a long time, and then when I just switched over from, I was using Vendu, now I'm doing Autoposher. When I switched over to Autoposher, Justin and I took an entire week, and we completely redid all of my listings. And we pulled stuff out of the inventory and just did like a spring cleanup basically of the business, right? So at that time, I didn't realize that I had never changed the title. I had never fixed the description. I just hadn't touched this listing. It slipped through the cracks, or for whatever reason, I hadn't done it. So I went back to, there's a guide that I use. There's a woman, her name's Laura, Wild and Almost Free. I know you guys have heard me talk about her a million times. She has this reseller guide. It's like 60-something pages long. In it, one of the things that she teaches is like how to do your title exactly, how to do your description. Now, this gal makes like $100,000 a year doing this. I know she does because she lives like 40 minutes from me. I know exactly who she is. And she really does kill it. She's insanely successful. So it's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. So I have that guide like probably almost memorized at this point. And I don't go back to it as much as I used to because I'm more seasoned now. But especially when I was trying to figure out how to do the business, I used it a lot. And so I put it into the principles. You know, she teaches the 4 P's, which are product, which means do you have the right product? Pictures, do your pictures look good? Price, is your pricing good? And pretty words, which means how's your description? So I went in, I took new pictures because my pictures were disgusting and horrible. I completely changed the title. I completely changed the description. I put keywords in, which I didn't used to do. I put those, so we did that last week. They sold. They just sold. Those have been sitting in my inventory for all that time. So there comes, you will get better at this, and it just really comes from doing it, right? You can't get better at spinning plates if you don't spin plates. You can't get better at cooking if you don't cook, right? So for me, having that guide's been crucial, and then implementing that stuff in. I just think it's so funny. I tagged her in the post. I hope she sees it. If not, I'm just going to message her and be like, this is so funny. Because all that time, guys, all that time went, and all I needed to do was just tweak a couple things, and it made all the difference. So if you do not know what I'm talking about, you guys have heard me talk about it before, but I have a pinned video on my TikTok that you guys can go in and watch, and it tells you everything that's in that guide. I did not create this guide. I did not write it. It is not mine. I'm not taking credit for it. This is her thing. And then if you go to my LinkTree thing, she has it up in there, and I bought it for like $135 or something. I don't remember what I spent on it. I spent a lot, but it was totally worth it. And I know she had it on sale for Christmas. I don't know if it still is. I should probably check that and look. However, it really did help me. So I'm not telling you guys to buy anything if you don't want to. This is not my thing. It is hers. It just really did help me. So I guess, long story short, what I'm trying to say is the only way to get better at it is to do it. But there's something to be said for trying to do it right the first time a little bit. Like she didn't have this guide, or I didn't know about it. I don't know when she wrote the thing, but I didn't know about it in the very, very beginning. Had I known, those shoes would have already been sold a long time ago. So anyways, that's just my TED Talk about her book. That's not mine. Oh, and to answer the question, which I'm already going to get, do you have to read it online, or can you print it out? You get to do both. And you get to go in, she's got a Facebook group, the WAAF Facebook group. Every Friday she puts up a thing for wins. She's really easy to get a hold of if you ever have any questions in there, and there's people in there to help. I mean, I know we have a whole TikTok thing, community and stuff, but hey, multiple places to get help from people is good. And guys, if you are newer or you're feeling newer, in that WAAF group that she has, there is a ton of newer people in there. So it really is a good place for like newbies. I spent a lot of time in there, back when I was trying to figure out how to do this correctly. So anyways, moving right along. Okay, last thing we've got for the day here, before we go, is a little Nike shirt. Now, this is something, if this was a used shirt for $1 at a garage sale, I would still pick it up. But here's the thing. I wouldn't sell it by itself. I'm going to put it in a box labeled Nike shirts, and I'm going to put it in the medium box. So what I do is I collect like 3 of these or 4 of these that are all in the same size, and then I put them up as a bundle listing. And I do that because otherwise the cost of shipping for someone to purchase this item and then pay to ship it's too much for just a t-shirt. You will sell them. It's just going to take a long time to sell them. Let's see, this thing new was $25. So let's say you sell it for $10 and then they got to pay $6 on it. Well, now it's $16. Well, for $9 more, they can just go buy it, right? Now, I don't know how old this is. Maybe that's not how much these are now. I don't know. I'm just saying that if you can put a couple of them together, I sell a lot of these little Nike bundle shirts. So, just a little tip there. All right, let's get this up here and get a picture of it. So, a little Nike dry fit, nothing fancy. Keywords for this would be obviously Nike, obviously dry fit, streetwear, breathable, street style, gym, workout, running, hiking, sportswear, preppy, prep, college, academia, basketball. Those are all kind of some of the ones I would use for something like this. And for anybody that's wondering where those keywords go, they just go down in your description. So if you're wondering what that looks like, you're welcome to pop over to my eBay. It's NiceComps. Look at any of my listings and just scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see after my disclaimer tons of words with a number. The number is my SKU. And then all those words are the keywords. Those keywords are what helps the Googleese machine SEO find you. So Mary P, welcome in. Fish _ 714444220. DJ, Will's in the house, and the Vintage Store. Good to see you guys. What words do you use for hashtags versus description words? I don't ever do hashtags. So I only do keywords. So now I do auto posture software, which allows you to put those words in. On Depop, they turn into hashtags. On Poshmark, they turn into key style words or something. On Macari, maybe they turn into hashtags. I can't remember. But I don't put hashtags in the description. So in the description is just the words with a comma. You need to make sure you put a comma in between them. How many items do you list a day, says Craig? I'm doing 20. I do 20 items a day, 6 days a week, and then I cross-list those onto Depop, Macari, Poshmark. I do my original listings on eBay. I import them into Auto Posher, and then I cross-list from there. If I have any bangers, meaning like really hard to find band t-shirts or sports shirts, Nike stuff, really rare stuff, I will put those up on Grailed, and those I just put up separately onto Grailed. Do you promote on Depop? Yeah, Mary, absolutely. I promote on Depop, and I build that into my price. I also run a consistent 10% off sale on my Depop at all times, as well as I do on Fridays. I will bump my Depop percentage up to 15 on paydays. So between the 31st of the month and the 3rd of the month, I will run a 15 to 20% off sale, depending on how much of my closet I want to clear out. And then on the 14th to the 17th, I also do that. And I do that because it's payday. I do that on Depop. Now, other places, I'll run like an eBay sale from time to time. I don't find I have to wheel and deal over on eBay quite as much. Poshmark, I don't pay to promote. I don't do any sales. If you buy something on Poshmark, great. I also quit having my auto posture send bundles because it can't tell what the weight is of items, and it kept going over 5 pounds. So I would suggest also manually sending your bundles on Poshmark. And there is a brand new setting in Depop. I know this is a lot of information, but there's a brand new setting in Depop which you can set to boost your items and have anything new that comes into your closet automatically boost, which is great, because otherwise if you use something like Auto Posture, which I highly recommend using, then what happens is every time it gets taken down and relisted, you have to go back in and boost that item, so you have to do it like once or twice a day. And so I just have that set now to just always continuously boost. Yeah, you're welcome. Alicia, good to see you. Thanks for the follow. Duke086, welcome in. Welcome in, guys. Okay, so we're just going to finish up here with our last item of the day here. A little dead stock Nike dry fit. I'm assuming this is dead stock. However, if I am able to still buy this exact same shirt on the Nike website, down to the number, down to everything being exactly the same, if I'm able to purchase this right now, brand new, on the Nike website, this exact model, then it's not dead stock. If it isn't, if this is not available like this, if I can no longer go to the Nike website and buy this exact shirt, then it would be considered dead stock. All right, so we're going to get a picture here of the shoulders and go straight across on those. We're going to snap a little photo here. The other thing I make sure I try to do when I'm taking pictures is get all the pertinent things that are on the shirt into the photo. And what I mean by that is any opportunity I can take to get the logo or the word or anything into the photo, I'm going to take, because it's what's called creating an exposure. Exposures are the reason why Coca-Cola still advertises. We always used this as an example when I was trying to, teach or tell someone about marketing. Coca-Cola, for instance, is a multi-billion-dollar brand. They don't need to advertise ever again in their life, right? You would still buy it. In fact, there's things that Coca-Cola owns that you don't even know that they own, right? And you're still buying it. How many of you guys have ever had a Coca-Cola? I mean, come on. Anybody in here hasn't had one? That's pretty crazy, but there might be. They don't need to advertise, but they do. They still put it on trucks and they put it on billboards and hats and t-shirts and all that. And the reason they do that is because it's called an exposure. It's basically like a reminder. And different people have a different exposure threshold. So average is 5 to 21 exposures. So let me ask this question. Where's my early adopters? So these are people that you see something you like and you immediately purchase it. You're not researching it. You just see it. You like, I like that, and you buy it for yourself. I want to know where those people are. Where's the early, it's called early adopters. Do we have any early adopters in here? Anyone that sees something and buys it immediately without researching? You really don't care much about the price. If you want it, you're getting it. Where are those people? So those are called early adopters. And those people generally only need around 5 exposures. They see a Nike symbol once, twice. They see it here. They're in. They're ready. Alicia says that's me. Mom says that's me. Yeah, because mom's always buying more you know what. Depends, but sometimes. Okay, so blended. Blended is what we call a mid-adopter. So blended, would it be fair to say that you have to see something maybe 7 to 10 times? Maybe even 12. Maybe you have to, you look it up online. Maybe you compare pricing a little bit. Maybe you see it in your feed on Facebook 3 times, though, and you're finally like, okay, that's a mid-adopter. Then you've got what's called your late adopters. And those are the people that are the researchers. So where's my researcher people? Tanisha says, not me at research. There she is. So researcher people, these are the people that have to see things over and over and over. And finally they're like, okay, I'll get it, right? So those are late adopters. Now, if I am trying to sell you this shirt, right? I'm trying to sell this not to Blended, and I'm not trying to sell this to, who was our early adopter, Alicia or Moms. I'm not trying to sell this to them because they're already going to buy it, right? They're going to see my picture and they're going to purchase it. I'm trying to sell it to Tenacious, right? So Tenacious probably needs 17 exposures. So here's how I'm going to do it. In my title is going to be the word Nike. In my description is going to be the word Nike. In my item specifics is going to be the word Nike. In my description down below is going to say Nike. In my keywords, it's going to say Nike. I'm going to tag it in my Depop or anywhere else that allows me to put a keyword in as Nike. And I'm going to do this. So we're already up to, I think, like 6 or 7, right? So check this out. 8, because there's the symbol, Nike symbol. 9, there's the tag. 10, dry fit. 11. She now has had 11 exposures to what this t-shirt does. In my pictures of the shoulder, 12, because that Nike symbol's in that. 13, because it's now in my pictures of the length. 14 in my chest picture, and 15 because of the tag. 16, tag. 17, tag. 18, size. I have now showed her 18 times what this shirt does. So the likelihood of her purchasing my Nike Dry Fit shirt is so much greater than having her scroll to the next one. Because if she is in that wheelhouse of needing 18 exposures, she's already made up her mind. And guys, we do this subconsciously without even realizing it, right? So those are called exposures. So the more you can get a symbol or a logo or the cool part of the pants or the cool part of the t-shirt or whatever, the more you can get that in your listing, the more it ups your chance of selling that item and not having them scroll past you like you're, some person with pictures that have like the close-ups of all the measurements. Well, there's no symbols on there, right? Now, not every shirt's going to have that. Not every pair of pants is going to have those, but as many as you can. Tenacious says sold. I need a blue Nike Dry Fit shirt. Alicia, mind blown. Brian says, my mom's going to be driving from Texas to Chicago the next 2 days. Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. Lord, you better watch out for that. You tell her to be safe because the weather out there is frightful. For sure. All right, you guys, that is everything I have for you today. Hopefully I brought a little value to you. Thumbawamba, good to see you. Hopefully I brought a little value. If I missed any comments or anything, I apologize. And if you guys ever have any questions or anything, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Thanks again to everybody that came to our WN show on Tuesday. That was so much stinking fun. That was so fun. So I got another one next Tuesday. We're going to be doing video games, video game equipment. It'll depend on how many people I get in the show. I do have some like bangers video games, like banger video games, like things, those kind of things that I may or may not bring into the show. It depends on how many people are there because I can't be selling a $200 video game for $10 or something. That's just never gonna happen. So good to see you too. So all right, you guys, thanks for coming in. I'll be back tomorrow doing shipping. So far we don't have a whole lot sold today. It's been an interesting week. It's gonna be like this. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but it's gonna be a little slower to like the 15th of February. It's always like that in sales and marketing, anything where you sell anything, because people are trying to do recovering from the holidays. And then also we've had inclement weather, so people have missed work, and there's just a whole lot of, we also had the inauguration, and things just go into the mix, and it can kind of mess up our, everyday flow. And so you will see things really start to go back on the uptick on about the 15th of February. So between now and then, I'm just happy to get sales. We've got, what do we have? I think we only have one. Yeah, we got one on eBay. We got like 2 or 3, I think, on Poshy. I don't even think we have anything on Depop. So we got one on Depop. So we sold a jacket. That's great. Okay. So we got a couple on there, but not a whole lot. So it might be a short shipping tomorrow, but it'll be good to hang out with you. Bye, DW. Will you have a preview because my stepson collects video games? Maybe. I might put the bangers up there. I'll probably put the bangers up there because if I have to go through and video record all of the video games I'm going to do, that would just be insane and incredibly time consuming. So I'll probably just put like the serious bangers up there. And then like I said, I may or may not run them. It really depends on who's in there. But I do have to do a starting price that I feel comfortable with. Because they're like new in-box Nintendo games, like that kind of stuff. So we shall see what it is. But I always try to be fair with you guys, and be fair to us too. So, all right, you guys, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much. And thanks to you guys watching me over on YT. Y'all know I'm trying to get my hours up over there. It's like excruciatingly slow. So, I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me. All right, take care, everybody. Mwah. Oh, Arizona says, reach out to me. I've done really well with video game shows. AZ, you and I are having a conversation. 1,000%, because this is my first video game one. Potato books, of course, always. Okay, bye, everybody.